305 electoral wards in the state, he established 2 new universities in addition to an existing one. A college of education and a polytechnic. In effect, his administration successfully funds and sustains 5 tertiary institutions to ensure that education-thirsty Imo indigents have enough space to pursue their dreams. Are you following this? Thank you. He had invested copious efforts in sanitizing the public civil service by automating their processes. Is the first and only state that has established a Ministry of Digital Economy and an e-government. Through this audacious visionary move, his administration has trained 40,000 Imo youths in different digital skills. Over 85,000 of them are could be waiting yamma. Oh wow, you go kai go bo. Where you get me to? I need to but I. Thank you. Now his deep vision to better the lot of Imo people derives partly from his love for humanity, which is only comparable to his love for the country itself. And unprecedented nationalist, Senator Hope Uzodimma believes so fervently in the Nigerian state that he will not brook any thought of disunity. Can you put your hands together for this? We can see this at display here. Was serving as the chairman of the Senate Committee on Customs, Excise, and Tariffs. As governor of Imo State, he has brought the same knack for fiscal dexterity to bear in the prudent and disciplined management of the finances of the state. All payments and receipts by the government are now automated, thus saving billions of naira for the state. Ladies and gentlemen, how about that? Here. Before venturing into politics, Senator Hope Uzodimma accomplished himself as a businessman. Prior to his election as governor of Imo State in 2019, he had been elected into the Senate in 2011 and again in 2015. Before then, he was the chief executive officer of Niger Global Engineering and Technical Company. Your hands together for him. I want your cup. Now, Senator Uzodimma spends his spare time in reading, writing, and thinking about Nigeria and how we can build a better nation. His thoughts are usually expressed in public lectures such as this or in books. While the public lectures are countless, he has authored 3 books, namely Giant Strides of a Democratic Soldier, Volumes 1 and 2, 2015, Contemporary Essays on Nation Building, Ndibo, and National Integration.
Long-lived members of the Board of Trustees, all distinguished senators, members of the House of Representatives who are here with us this afternoon. The Honorable Speaker, Imo State House of Assembly, and members Imo State House of Assembly in our midst. The former military governor of Imo State, distinguished Senator General retired Ike Nwachukwu, the Secretary Council, Federal Polytechnic Naked, Chief Henry Iko, Ambassador Greg Mbadiwe, Chairman NAMDA Governing Council, NAMDA Zikiwe Federal University. My revered traditional rulers, whose names has been mentioned in this hall, whom I have so much respect for. Thank you for coming to grace this occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, when I on peace and unity in the country. I therefore thank you most sincerely for involving me in this noble quest to make our country better. Considering that Yoruba Tennis Club will be 100 years old in a couple of years, I couldn't but wonder how I was choosing to deliver a lecture at such a revered club that is older than Nigeria, and of course, that is also older than me. On receiving your invitation, a number of questions rocked my mind. How will I align myself with the dreams of the founding fathers of a century-old club? How do I give a lecture that resonates with these dreams coming from the Southeast, while I feel at home? And how will I feel at home at such a prestigious club in the Southwest? I was, however, comforted with the answers that began to emerge when I probed further into the origins and ideals of the Yoruba Tennis Club. First, to my pleasant surprise and delight, I found out that the membership of the Yoruba Club is open to all Nigerians, irrespective of tribe or creed. That it was also Nwoked Alex of Achala in Anambra State, who was one of the vice patrons of the club. Moving forward, I was delighted to find out that the club is presently populated by people from all walks of life: captains of industry, bureaucrats, professionals, businessmen, the desire for good friendship, for good neighborliness, or if you like, for social justice. So the motive is all embracing and noble. This position is further affirmed by excerpts from the club's prayer, to wit, may those who pass through the portals of Yoruba Tennis Club continue to prosper. It appears right, therefore, to say that the Yoruba Tennis Club promotes prosperity for its members and its fellow countrymen and women. As we know, only those who believe in social justice can. This is because it is not in doubt that there is a country called Nigeria, and the citizens of this country are called Nigerians. But when we look at the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, we know how to become a citizen of Nigeria, either through birth, marriage, or naturalization. We also know that the responsibility for the development of Nigeria lies with Nigerians themselves. The assumption is that citizens of Nigeria, like citizens of other countries, should be patriotic because, in the real sense, they have no other country to call theirs. This love of country is what is generally referred to as patriotism. But why the topic? I know some people will be nursing this question, and many more will be wondering what I intend to achieve with a lecture entitled, "Where are the Nigerians?" My simple response is that the issue of patriotism among citizens is currently on the front burner of conversations on how countries can overcome their challenges and attain greatness. This may have informed the decision of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, who recently urged the Ministry of Information and National Orientation to find ways to raise the feelings of patriotism among Nigerians. Personally, I've read many articles and listened to many commentaries on the issue of declining patriotism among Nigerians. One of such articles, the desertion of Nigeria by Nigerians, lack of patriotism, or a need for a better life, by Timothy Onyegoke, which appeared on the business day of January 4, 2023. It was quite remarkable. As a result of this new thinking around patriotism, the most reputable polling agencies across the world now conduct annual surveys to determine the degree of patriotism among citizens of different countries of the world. You can be sure that the results of such surveys are taken rather very seriously in many countries. 4 countries, United States of America, Australia, India, and Venezuela, have often emerged in the top 10 countries with the most patriotic citizens in recent surveys. In the degree of patriotism in Nigeria, the idea is to determine to what degree Nigerians love their country and how willing they are to make sacrifices for Nigeria. In other words, we want to find out what percentage of Nigerians are willing to make sacrifices, including the supreme sacrifice for the country. Being patriotic by loving one's country is one thing, but having the confidence that the country guarantees social justice and provides citizens with a level playing field to operate is a different kettle of fish. So we shall also empirically determine the level of confidence among Nigerians on the social justice side of the citizenship coin. This is because patriotism must go with a guarantee of social justice or equity for citizens to blossom to the point where citizens are proud to be identified as citizens of a country. It is also true that where social justice and equity are absent, it may be difficult to find true citizens in every sense of the word. As part of this lecture, we want to determine where Nigeria belongs. Does she fall into the category who are truly proud of their Nigerianness and therefore ready to go all out to love and defend her if and when necessary? So this whole lecture is fashioned to be a clear departure from the norm because it is a discussion about the real and verifiable feelings of the people, not theory. Before I delve into the lecture properly, let me state that I have a strong desire to see Nigeria rise to truly become the greatest country in Africa and possibly the world. I am emboldened by the fact that many countries have risen rapidly over the short periods of time to achieve unexpected greatness. I'm also an incurable optimist in this regard because I believe that if we do the right things, Nigeria will truly be great. Expectedly, I reflect this zeal each time I have the opportunity to present a lecture such as this. Often fine with it, having a special concern for it, and nurturing a willingness to sacrifice for it. Stanford, 2020. Looking at this definition, we can rightly say that patriotism is what is needed for the sustainable development of a country. This therefore justifies why patriotism has become a current subject of interest by both the academics and politicians across the globe. A high degree of similarity can be seen between patriotism and nationalism, but both terms are often used interchangeably. In addition, defining both terms and distinguishing them could even be more tricky for a multi-ethnic country such as Nigeria. However, for purposes of clarity, it is important to make a distinction between patriotism and nationality. Now, the question before us is, who is a patriotic Nigerian? Based on the definitions, it could be inferred that any Nigerian who exhibits these attributes towards our country is a patriotic citizen of the country. In other words, patriotism is a powerful force that binds us, we citizens, together as a nation. It encompasses various aspects such as love for one's country, sense of belonging, pride in leadership, sense of security, and national pride. Over time, scholars and opinion leaders have explored these facets of patriotism and have offered various insights into the nature and the expression of this sentiment, which incidentally is the oxygen that energizes a nation. This is so because at the core of patriotism lies an unconditional love for one's country. Put water for them. This is so to work together for the nation's development. The concept of one Nigeria is a powerful testament to the idea that our unity is our strength. Programs like the National Youth Service Corps and Unity Schools were conceived to promote a sense of allegiance and brotherhood among young Nigerians, highlighting the importance of a shared sense of belonging for our country's progress. Pride in leadership, both past and present, is another essential component of patriotism. We look to the examples set by our founding fathers. This commitment to serving and safeguarding the nation's sovereignty and interest is a crucial aspect of patriotism. National pride. The sense of pride and accomplishment from being part of a nation is another vital element of patriotism. Events like our Independence Day anniversary, our Democracy Day celebration, and the National Sports Festival showcase Nigerian national pride, while the success of our athletes on the global stage brings glory to our nation and strengthens our shared sense of accomplishment. Several factors contribute to developing a strong sense of patriotism among the citizens of a nation. For Nigeria, they include our rich cultural heritage, concept have contributed to a strong sense of national identity and patriotism among its citizens. In the United Kingdom, the country's history of regional identity has contributed to a complex national identity, while effective democracy and solid national leadership have helped to engender patriotism. That is what is currently happening in Britain. In France, the country's history of national identity and the concept of secularism have contributed to a strong sense of national identity and patriotism. I suppose if we appreciate these factors and their influence on patriotism, we can gain a deeper understanding of how to raise a stronger sense of national identity and loyalty to our own country. To further ventilate our topic, it is necessary to examine available research and data on patriotism and citizenship in Nigeria to enable us to gain additional knowledge into the current state of patriotism in the country. Consequently, I would briefly analyze several surveys, studies, and other relevant information available so we can appreciate the level of patriotic sentiment among our citizens. Thereafter, we can identify the areas where we can strengthen our national identity and our unity. One notable study by Pew Research Center in 2017 examined the level of national pride among Nigerians. The study found that 85% of Nigerians expressed a strong sense of national pride, ranking among the highest levels of patriotism globally. This finding suggests that despite the challenges we face as a nation, most citizens hold a deep love and loyalty for Nigeria. This is quite impressive. Between ethnic identity and national identity in Nigeria. The study found that while many Nigerians hold strong ethnic and regional identities, these identities do not necessarily detract them from their sense of national pride. Instead, the study suggests that a robust national identity can coexist and be strengthened by recognizing and celebrating our diverse ethnic and cultural backgrounds. These research findings provide premium insights into the current state of patriotism in Nigeria and the factors that influence it. But how patriotic are Nigerians today in terms of the parameters we identified earlier? Love for one's country, sense of belonging, pride in leadership, sense of security, justice, and national pride. At this point, I would like to share the outcome of a survey which I commissioned my research team to conduct on patriotism and citizenship. This was necessary for us to have a practical on-the-spot experience of the current level of patriotic zeal among Nigerians. This would help us to objectively address the question of where the Nigerians are. That is, to identify the percentage of those who truly believe in Nigeria and who are ready to die for her. To achieve this, we administered an online survey, and a total of 1,670 people of different ages and levels of education responded. The respondents were made up of 950 females, representing 55%, and 750 males, representing 45%. And in Table 1, which is also attached to this study, the age distribution of respondents, the ages of 18 years to 24, 650 people responded, representing 39%. The ages of 25 years to 34, 280 respondents, 17%. 35 to 44 years, 300 respondents, 18%. 45 to 54. Should a war break out between Nigeria and another country, would you be willing to enlist in the military to fight for your country? Of 1,070, representing 64.1%, said no. 600, representing 35.9%, said yes. In Table 6, dealing with the confidence in our institutions, which of these institutions or organizations do you believe protects your interests better? The federal government, 310% said yes, 18.6%. State government, 190 said yes, 11.4%. Local government, 90 said yes, 5.4%. What of tribe? 230 said yes, 13.8%. Religion, 240, representing 14.4%. Social club, 200, 12%. None of the above, 410, 24.6%. Sense of safety among other ethnic groups. How safe do you feel amid Nigerians from other ethnic groups?
300 persons, 8.3%. 550 said slightly confident, 32.9%. 20 said confident, 12%. And 200 said very confident, 12%. And 80% said don't know. Opportunities, 6%. 120 said Australia, 7.2%. 20 said India, 1.2%. And 80 said none of the above, 4.8%. Now, table 11 is state of residence. Do you reside outside your own state of origin? 900 said yes, 53.9%. And 770 said no, 46.1%. Safety in another state. If yes, how safe Nigerian citizens love their country. Of the 1,670 sample population surveyed on how much they love their country, 27% said they love her too much. Another 24% said they love her very much. And 23% said they love her moderately. Only 9.6% and 17% said they have little love. This implies that many Nigerian citizens, more than half the population, are not willing to die for their country. Of the institutions Nigerians trust to protect their interests, only 18% trust the federal government. 11% believe in the ability of the state government to do so, and 5% trust the local authority. On the other hand, 14% trust their tribes, while another 14% said they trust their religion more and are not alone. As the survey revealed, it is interesting that many Nigerians feel safe to live in states other than their own state of origin, while 28% feel very safe living in another state in Nigeria outside their state of origin. 13% feel extremely safe, with another 31% feeling safe. This means 72% of Nigerians feel safe living outside their own state of origin. Only a total of about 28% feel either unsafe or not safe. Also, the majority of Nigerians feel quite safe amidst Nigerians from other ethnic groups. A clear majority of one way or the other, that the security agencies can protect them and their properties. This is very reassuring. However, a significant proportion, 43%, are not confident. Finally, regarding whether the Nigerian nation provides equal opportunities for all its citizens, the results are rather astonishing. While a large proportion, 85%, said they don't believe, only a paltry 15% answered in the affirmative. This implies that the majority of our people don't believe that the state provides a level playing field for all its citizens to thrive. When you look at the demography, you will find that young people ranging from the ages of 18 years to 24 years shows strong patriotism. 51% of them love Nigeria very much or too much. Expressed strong love, very much, too much, than little or no love for Nigeria. Our survey also showed that young people are the most willing to serve. Nearly half, 44%, of young Nigerians from the age of 18 years to 24 years say they will want to enlist in the Nigerian military if need be. This is the highest percentage among all age groups. Generally, only 1 in 4 people aged 55 and above will be willing to enlist. Similarly, young people The other takeaway is that many Nigerians do not have the confidence that any of the former institutions, be it government, religious, tribal, or even social institutions, can protect their interests. The last takeaway from this category is more profound. The majority of our people don't believe that the state provides a level playing field for its citizens to accomplish themselves. This borders but what you can do for your country. In our case, our citizens seem to be asking, what has our country done for us in return for all our love for her? We shall address the way forward, but first, let us examine some challenges impeding patriotism from blossoming fully in the country. Those are what we consider or call here threats to patriotism in Nigeria. The results of our survey are quite humbling. Because of his or her ethnic or religious background. Patriotism is alien. Patriotism is alien to such people, especially when it seems the country has given them neither justice nor reprieve. Can you preach patriotism to men, women, and children who have been living in IDP camps across the country? Like William Cowper put it, no man can be a patriot on an empty stomach. If citizens have no confidence in the capacity of the country to provide social justice or equity, is it fair to expect fervent loyalty or patriotism from them? Your gaze. The office holder can undertake. Our long history with nepotism and misgovernance undermines public trust among Nigerians to the extent that if care is not taken, Nigerians will transfer aggression to innocent leaders who have just emerged. These issues do not merely hinder our progress, they actively work against the very ideas of nationhood and patriotism which we hold dear. Inept leadership of the past has ruined many socioeconomic disparities in our society. The issue of declining patriotism is a global phenomenon. Even developed countries, including the almighty USA, are currently grappling with the challenge of declining patriotism among their citizens. Thus, I stand here today to tell you that all hope is not lost. The spirit of Nigeria, that indomitable will that has seen us through countless trials, still burns bright. Our potential remains vast. Our resources are abundant, and our people are resilient. We simply need a renewal of our national spirit, a recommitment to the ideas that bind us together as one nation. We must work tirelessly to address these challenges. I concur because I've observed that these Nigerians retain a very high level of interest in the affairs of the country. For example, I received countless invitations by our diaspora Nigerians to come and talk about developments in Nigeria. How do we bring back the Nigerians? Every day we are faced with situations that make us wonder the kind of country we would bequeath to our children. The thought or prospects of bequeathing a country devoid of nationalism, devoid of security and patriotism, is scary, and the task of reclaiming Nigeria is an urgent one. Thus, allow me to outline a number of strategies that will bring back the unique feelings of pride in being a Nigerian, and this will in turn help us to the bright colors of a flag and the wishes of our forebears will not be enough. Accountability, integrity, and purposeful leadership must be at the forefront of our efforts if we must achieve the desired result. We cannot expect patriotism to flourish in an environment where corruption and nepotism go unchecked. I am convinced and I'm happy that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is on track to rebuild Nigeria. Recent reports from PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC, indicate that some of the desired positive economic changes Nigerians of diverse ethnic and religious leanings that they should have faith in the country. That is a practical way of engendering a sense of belonging and a deeper sense of patriotism among them. The major factor facilitating this process is inclusivity. When people believe they belong, that sense of belonging makes it easier for them to believe in the country again. It is on record that under the administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the hierarchy of the security architecture is now more inclusive. This is a major ingredient for national cohesion, which helps our findings of those Nigerians who believe the country protects their interests. You'll be glad to know that in Imo State, my administration has demonstrated a strong commitment to good governance and accountability. We particularly empowered our young boys and girls in the digital skills. Over 40,000 have graduated, and 85% of them gainfully employed. The truth is that the government of Imo State and even the APC-led federal government are committed to supporting our anti-corruption agencies and enforcing crucial roles in shaping our national narrative. We should work closely with the media to highlight positive stories of patriotism, not promote envisaged protests on August 10 by unknown hands. Civic engagement and national achievement. Whenever we promote patriotic role models, we inspire ourselves to take pride in our country and contribute to its development. In conclusion, my esteemed audience, reviving patriotism in our great nation is a task that falls to each of us. It requires a fundamental shift in our mindset and behavior, from the halls of government to the streets, from the cities to the villages. We must all work together to foster a sense of national pride and commitment to our country's progress. The challenges we face are significant, but they are not unsurmountable. We can rekindle the flame of patriotism in our country if we address these issues head-on by promoting good governance, promoting unity, investing in education, addressing economic challenges, and celebrating our national identity. We must also consider how far our nation is driven by merit in her public and private life. How many young people get employed? Indeed, endless. The truth is that this nation is not largely merit-driven, and that is our major burn. Let me illustrate this unfortunate reality with a true life story that represents the lot of many folks. 2 boys were born the same year in the same city in Nigeria, but to 2 parents from different parts of the country. They attended the same secondary school and sat the common entrance examination to Unity Secondary Schools the same year. One scored 250 in the exam, and the other scored in the Federal High Court. When the judge entered the courtroom, guess what? It was his childhood who met a class friend that was the judge. The question is, could this scenario have occurred if our system was merit-driven? The answer is that, of course, you know. Granted that our system must find a way to ensure that firebrand, intelligent young people are not frustrated. There are many in this bracket as we speak, and it doesn't speak well of our nation and our Nigerianness. I believe that there should be a way to balance this to ensure the accommodation of many. Government could initiate a policy to grant automatic scholarships to those who score a certain grade in JAM. Burst of emotion, but the tranquil and steady dedication of a lifetime. The task of our generation is to find or build this category of patriotic Nigerians, those who are the Nigerians the nation needs to survive. I thank you again for the privilege to lead this conversation on patriotism here at the platform of this prestigious club, the oldest indigenous club in our beloved country. May God bless all of us. Long live the Yoruba Tennis Club. Long live Nigeria. Long live Federal Republic of Nigeria. Long live the chairman of Yoruba Force.
It will no doubt be a good material for the need to rejig our governance architecture. As you may have heard in the course of proceedings here, Yoruba Tennis Club, founded almost a century ago, was premised on the need. Those are elements of modern nation states. But most of the conclusions were anchored on the need to consciously channel the human resource to make for a better society. Without bugging you much, there are some sound bites that I will bring again to your attention. Part of it was that only those with a passion for social justice and is in the renewed hope agenda. So in furtherance of all this, we should rebuild the nation utilizing those elements he highlighted. You may have noticed that in addition to the current challenges, many attributed this to what is called in the Nigerian Armed Forces, and it's certainly
Head of Service of Imo State with representatives of the body of permanent secretaries to give confirmation, real-life confirmation to what His Excellency has said in his paper, Real life in the sense that he met an Imo State civil service that was not strong enough for what he expected. And so when we talk about patriotism, citizen participation, that is the very reason the body of permanent secretary said, you must be here. Because he has done it in healthcare provision, he has done it in salary payment, he has done it in training and retraining. And that is what we are expecting that he's doing here for all Nigerians. And so, Your Excellency, we thank you for this power to speak truth to power. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ladies.
Spoken. We should internalize it, not to be thinking that it's the other man who should do it. Everybody has a way of pushing patriotism or the things that can bring social equity, equality to somebody else. My point, Mr. Chairman, is that today everybody living here has a small space he controls, has a little constituency. Can we act in that? If we continue to do that day for day, Nigeria will become that country we need. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I would like to call on our river trustee, who is here in representative capacity on behalf of the Chairman Board of Trustees, Brother Dr. Femi Okunu, SAN-CON, who himself is a man of caliber. May I call on Brother Sigismund Babashi Joseph, SAN, to give the closing remarks and also make a presentation to the guest lecturer, Brother Joseph.
Brethren of Yoruba Tennis Club, long live our sisters, long live our guests. I bring you good tidings from the chairman. Well, as you all know, he's in his 90s, and there's a limit to his moving around. Thank you so much for this insightful and thought-provoking lecture. I'm not surprised. I haven't listened to your profile being read. Very deep lecture. And I am sure we will all walk away with thoughts in our mind. One of the speakers mentioned just the last speaker said, look, don't just listen and walk away. Practice what you preach. Amongst ourselves, the act of attending such lectures, encourage such lectures, enlighten ourselves. We have a long way to go in this country. Let us prefer positive things, not negative things. The social media, it's all about negative things in Nigeria. Senator, thank you. Warm regards from Alhaji Okunu again.
The governor of the state, to please step off the photograph, please. Very well, the vice chairman. The vice chairman, your right hand is well.
Who opened my museum in 1921. I was so proud that he's here. He's my very good friend. And they also came back to Soya and Professor Odesh, all those are art directors, very, very close to me. And I said I was giving to, when I go to Imo State, I see a different thing that I'm not for what is doing. I have never, we are probably we're in Imo State. We got to Abia and now Professor State. We are from Professor State. They have a lot of committees, SAG or USA, has come for committee of presenting this to you, and I said I must present it in Lagos. Yes, sir. We must present it to you in a place. The title is DK Your Corner Back. It's a honor. DK Your Corner Back.
And I want you to be my so much better than and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, we declare this party open. Clap for me now. When I clap now, you know it's you. Stand here, you know say I wear bull, you know it's you. Oh, okay, all right, we have a lot of dignitaries in the house, but I want to tell you what you're going to expect here tonight. We have the celebrant himself. He's going to be performing for us. When he first comes on stage, he's going to be performing 4 of his songs. And again, we have the cutting of the cake. This cake is so big that I don't even understand how to describe the cake. And we have artists in the house also that will be performing on stage. I want to quickly give you a hack. Please listen carefully. This is real. When you are coughing profusely in the night and there's nobody to help you, there's no water by your side, and you keep coughing like
Thank you very much. I'm so glad to see you all here. Righteous man. I'll start to move all the movables and the unmovables. And T-Mark is here. Hey, my brother, Samuel. Great to see you, man. I'm so glad. And you know what? Mr. Laulu Akins is here. He's one of those that, taught me the way. From 1970, we were playing the same band. He was the drummer of the band while I was the singer. And then we moved en masse from Clusters International to T-Mark Afro Collection. And since then, me and T-Mark, we've been like 5 and 6. And we are still together. Please give a round of applause to this set of people. Thank you all very much. I ain't gonna bore you with stories. Thank you very much. I'm just warming up.
I wanna
never. I took a freeway, Lord. But when I broke free, I closed my eyes. Mama, please hold me. Bring the clothes, cause I've been fractured. There was a danger along the way. We don't know how to start the way. And leaving me lonely. Said I'll never, never. Sad and so distracting. Find your home, find your home. Thank you very much. Now let's go down the old school. Yeah, I'm an old school man. I love the old school. I don't want to lose this gold thing. That all gone, but she bought you. I wish you. It's almost simply a moment when nothing being done. She's fulfilling truly. That my family knows. Just one thought of work. Oh, we mean so much. And this like turned up. Thank you very much. If I continue, so I don't want to be greedy. Let me step aside for a while and let them come up here and show us what they got. You know, they say the youths of today are the leaders of
that was, yeah. No, then he might not have. After a collection, I went to see his father because he was underage. He was 16 and I was 22. So he took me to his father, and his father jumped up and said, "Ah, you are the son of Easley." I said, "Yes, how do you know me?" My father was the Swiss ambassador to Nigeria, and he had some business. He retired. He had a sawmill in Benin. And his father said, "I managed your father's sawmill." Like sportsmen, like politicians, we call them, "Oh, Mr. Magic, Mr. Magic, oh, Mr. Magic." Now listen to another Mr. Magic on the keyboard. Come on.
36 billion naira to convert 30,000 vehicles to CNG. Federal High Court rejects push to bar Fubara from spending public funds. Business. Federal government demands Dangote Refinery's diesel report, orders new test. Foreign. Vice President Kamala Harris wins 2024 Democrats presidential race as Biden steps down. Sports. The Tigers lose out to Serbia in pre-Olympic friendly game. And now the news in full. The federal government says it will spend 36 billion naira to convert 30,000 petrol or diesel-powered vehicles to start running on compressed natural gas in the next 90 days. The government said it had a Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Biscon Television News, and now for the business segment. The federal government, through the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA, is expecting fresh reports to confirm the real sulfur content of the diesel produced by the Dangote Refinery, as the company debunked claims of inferior fuel production. The NMDPRA spokesman, George Ene Ita, in an interview with newsmen, said the agency had done its job and would not engage in a media fight with anybody over the claims made by the NMDPRA. On the foreign scene, many Democrats have backed Vice President Kamala Harris to run as the party's presidential nominee against Donald Trump after President Joe Biden's departure from the race. But some powerful party members, including former House of Representatives Speaker Nancy Pelosi, stayed quiet. After weeks of fighting among Democrats on whether Biden, 81, should stay in the race, a rush of support coalescing behind Harris, if she is to be the nominee, is crucial, with just over 100 days before the November election. Meanwhile, some Democrats have suggested the party should hold a mini primary before the August convention. On Sunday, President Joe Biden endorsed Harris in a separate statement following his letter saying that he is stepping down. He was quickly followed by the powerful Congressional Black Caucus, several key donors, various lawmakers, and super PACs including Priorities USA, and in the world of sports, Nigeria's senior women's basketball team, the D Tigers, suffered a second consecutive warm-up game defeat to Serbia in Belgrade as they continued their preparations for the 2024 Paris Olympics Games, which will be held between July 26th and August 11th in France. The African champions lost 70 to 60 points to the 10th ranked country in the FIBA World Ranking. This is the team's second match ahead of the women's basketball tournament of the 2024 Olympic Games following a 77 to 63 defeat to glorified drug abuse, with the artist boasting about using cannabis and running out of it by Saturday. On his social media platform, Hyundai criticized the song, highlighting that half of the young people in prison are there due to drug abuse. The police spokesperson quoted Asha as saying, "There is fire on the mountain and nobody seems to be on the run." And that's it for the news produced by Tomiloba Bolari. I am Gloria Anazie Young. Thanks so much for watching. Do join us again.
for love, nothing missing. Shit in the classroom, me that nothing's missing. This kind of love should never get a season. I know what, why you get freaky. So decide a minute, I want not 7, cause I'm search for desire. Jerry roll in my pants. I'm tired in the summertime, my way. I guarantee all I can, my baby. Sky is falling down, stay with you. This love is short, love me. I'm tired in the summertime, my way. Yeah. I guarantee all I can, my baby. Sky is falling down, stay with you. This storm is over nothing. Yeah. No one only friend, no one only friend. I need you right beside, I guarantee the side. Valentine's Day, I look at the other side. I feel like never set up, never take up, never broke up. Listen to focus on your focus, so I set up, then I set up. My whole body got me like a dozer. I'm big feeling like I'm on top.
Africa, Oluwa, we are praying for your power to approve. All the wulu wulu for Nigeria. Oluwa, we are praying for your power to approve. All the kala for our nation. Let's see Davis now. Come the Guyana Barry. We expect the love from our leaders. Worry about us. They have done what they need to do to stay. What are we doing to our fellow man? The walls of your hands is protecting you from a who. When doing it sounds like mosquito. Bam bam, for you easily come. Me, myself, and I has led us thus far. Oh, bum 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 bum, see, let us go beyond ridiculous. Oh, Father, I not reach my boundaries, so I don't want to shoot myself. So let me leave everybody to ease our own conscience. But I just want to tell you right now that we're about to launch this bill because tomorrow is a Monday. We have to go home. Some of us still have to go to work tomorrow. My Imperfections Made Me a Perfect Man by Steve Black. I want Sosa. This is a book to get. It's a must-read book for the youths, for the elders, for the younger tats, for everybody. With all due respect, standing on existing protocols, with existing status quo, I'll be inviting you one by one. No. If you go log gate, nobody go out. I know the threat, you know. Just a joke. All right, with all due respect, I call on Dr. T. Mac as our first launcher tonight. Please, a round of applause for him. A round of applause.
Thank you. I hope I get a couple of copies for my friends even abroad. Thank you, okay? Either a transfer or a check, whatever you want. Thank you.
Ushers, of course, with maximum respect, I call on you, sir. Please, you are our next launcher. A round of applause. Amen, a clap now.
Man, who is a member of the board of Cosun and, of course, president of the Righteous Nation. In fact, he should have come here before me. And, of course, I have Richard Bless, our guy, Steve Black. If you see my hand, 3 hours ago, I was taking drip and I had like 5-6 injections. 3 hours ago, I said, whatever it would take to bring me here, even in an ambulance, you know, I'll be here because of the guy, who has made his name, He has fallen, he has picked himself up, just like the MC was saying, if you are going to travel 1,000 miles, please take the
Call him a complete musician, you will not be off track. Congratulations, Steve. We give glory to God for fulfilled promises in your life. As rough and tough a musician's life gets to be sometimes, you have distinguished yourself as a true artist and professional. I remember the great years of Clusters International when it was just love and passion and little money or no money at all. We forged on with dedication and pride because God bless us with talent to share. Great years and great memories. And to God be the glory. I celebrate